Happy today. I am William Brown from IamWilliamBrown.com. This is Happy Today Morning Reflections. The question of the morning is, who woke up this morning? And as I get used to my new sleep pattern, um, it's it's evident that there's I guess there's a shift. Good morning, Keisha. Excited about our call later this morning. Who woke up this morning? It's still revealing itself to me. The UR card of the U card that I picked this morning is that you are brave. You are brave. Many times when I would pick that card, the first thing that would come from my mind is like, oh crap, there's an area in my life that I need to be brave. But this morning, that wasn't the case. Um, it was, I get to be brave. There's an area in my life that I get to be brave. There's an area of my life that is calling me, um, not just out of a comfort zone, but a way of thinking that is no longer serving me. So, I get to be brave. Where can you get to be brave today? So, the areas, it's like nothing's random. I'm learning nothing's random. The areas that have come up again is domestic harmony, creativity, and time out. I wonder what that means. I've never pulled that. So I'll read the affirmation for domestic harmony, even though we probably already know that. that I have happy, harmonious relationships within my happy, harmonious home. There are still opportunities to find harmony in your home, in our home. I look forward to that. Look forward to really embracing that. The next is creativity. Creativity. Through playful, creative expression, I make my dreams come true. Playful, creative expressions. You know, I've noticed many times when when there is something that I'm doing new or something that I'm excited about, there is this, I got to be serious. I got to be serious. This is important. This is, just like the conversation that we had a week or two ago, and the word was maturity. That there is this sense that when you're mature, maturity is like serious. And what came up within that conversation is that there is this sense of not making fun of yourself, but being able to laugh at yourself. That allows you to let you know that you are mature when you're able to laugh at yourself. So playful. So time out. I've never picked that before. So I take time out for myself and rebalance my body and my life. I take time out for myself and rebalance my body and my life. There's a part of me, as my calendar comes to mind, it's like, yeah, I don't see that happening. But at the same time, there is an inquiry. There is an inquiry to look at. To look at my calendar again to see where I can find a place to have a timeout. And not just what turns into a goofing off, where it's like, it's not intentional. It is, hey, I'm going to take a break to stretch, or I'm going to take a break to get something to drink. And then it turns that 5-minute break. That's what I just got for myself. Most of the times when I do that, there is no time that I put on it. I just say, I need to take a break. And that break, in my mind, that I would want it only to be 5 minutes, turns into 20 minutes, turns into 30 minutes. And then I try to get myself back together. So schedule a time out for a particular time. Let's look at what we're grateful for. Oh, I'm grateful for my clients. Grateful for my new clients. I'm grateful there's awareness of an ideal client, but there's a grateful for not any clients, but there's a client that currently believes that working with me will make a difference in what they're up to. Yeah. I am grateful for, I don't know, my Barbara, I'm getting I scheduled a haircut for tomorrow. I think some of you will probably be happy about that. But I scheduled it for tomorrow. So I'm thankful for him. I'm grateful for my business. Even how it is evolving, even as how it is growing. I'm grateful that I have an expression within my work. And even when sometimes I question my contribution to my work, there's a gratitude that there's an opportunity to see that my experience, my calling, my ability to just not just go with the flow. Maybe that's what it is, but that not resist it. I was coaching with someone yesterday, and they said something that that I felt like I needed to. I'm going to say this. I felt like I wanted to accept, or it felt like it was correct. So it felt like it was correct, and I wanted to accept it, but it was a harder thing to accept because many times when things don't go the way I think they should go for me, I I hide. I find other places to be. I kind of, I hide within, books. I hide within, watching videos. I hide. I don't address it. And when we were talking, she wanted to acknowledge me for not, what was it? I'm trying to get the exact words. She wanted to acknowledge me for being a person that won't let her hide. There is something in my speaking, there's something in the way that I show up that she wants to show up for me. And I just, I was surprised. It's like the first thing that went through my mind, it was like, hey, I need to do that for myself, right? I have this skill that is being acknowledged that I need for myself. So I have access to something. So that was good to be able to do that. But today, there's a today on One More Conversations. I don't know if this is the last week, or maybe next week is the last week that we'll have a Tuesday episode, Tuesday and Wednesday episode. But today is the mystery word, and tomorrow the word is name. So today there is a one more conversation. And so there's a mystery word. So join me at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Yeah. The next thing is my intention. I want you to set the intention for today. What's your intention for today? My intention for today. Most of the times when I go to set an intention, the first word that wants to appear is to be open, right? Is to be open. The open to possibility. That is my intention. My intention, it's like my lifelong intention, is to not let yesterday dictate my today. There's this sense that I would put too much credit or blame in my yesterday that caused me not to be present to my day that will shape my future. And so it is always my intention not to allow my yesterday to have too much power or too much say and how I show up today. Open for possibility, open for opportunity. I was asked recently, I think it was yesterday also, is there a difference between being open and open-minded? Um, I said yes, but I didn't have the language for it. So that's an inquiry for you. Is there a difference between being open and to be open-minded? So my intentions are to be open for what today has for me. Within my conversations, within my speaking, and be open. The next thing is service. What is being in service and being listening? What do you have a listening for? To be in service to my clients today. I mean, this is something that I think I do well, but I I want to be in service to what they're currently dealing with. What they're currently dealing with. It's not just their pain, but what they're currently dealing with. So many times that there is within my coaching, there is, my schedule, my plan, right? And then my ability to be in the moment and recognizing when what I have set aside time to do and what they are dealing with, maybe two different things. I say in some of my advertising and my promoting of my services that I have business conversations with a listening for your life. The more that I'm in service to what's happening in your life, the more that I can help you make a difference in your business and for yourself and for your relationships. So yeah, that's what I'm in service of today. I'll look at that. And affirmations. What affirmation has shown up? If you have the You're Happy Today workbook, I invite you to create your affirmation. If you don't, if any of the ones that I mentioned for domestic harmony or creativity or time out, I invite you to take those on or create your own. I am brave and enough. To take the time that is needed to rebalance my life. Designated timeout. Designated timeout. I It's kind of interesting when there's a number of different musics um, that I have on my timer and that I play, that I notice that there is um, this one in particular. It slows me down. It slows down the pace, no matter how I'm feeling. It centers me. And it feels like whatever the busyness of your day, the busyness of your day, I invite you to take a breath. I don't want to say take control of the pace of your day, but at least be aware that when how the day is taking you, the pace of the day and the pace that you're in, if you need to catch up with it, really be able to do that for yourself. And I felt that within this conversation, this morning reflection, there was like, I am going to be in my day. I am going to conquer my day. I am going to, you know, take it on because I'm brave. But there's a calculation. It feels like there's a calculation to my day. Um, that's that there's um, there is there's an opportunity. There's one last thing that I wanted to bring up within this conversation. I don't know why. There's something that there's a word that that I that I want to bring a part of my coaching. Um, Good morning, um, Mr. Armstrong. Um, I was also asked to invite. There's to take on a word. There's a word that represents my coaching, and maybe you have that word for yourself. But there's a word that I wouldn't have picked for my coaching. Um, but they invited me to kind of at least do an inquiry on it, and it was implementation. Implementation. It's like, you're the implementation guy. And it was like, really? Even when I was a consultant, I tried to stay away from implementation because it was like get into the mud with people. I don't want to fight with people to implement things. Um, but they insisted for me to at least take the inquiry, and that the implementation is that because I give people access, or I ask people to get access to themselves and how they're showing up, that now that they have that awareness, they can take that first step. They can get unstuck. Um, and that there is this boldness, there is this actionable awareness. Actionable awareness. That's what implementation guy is. Uh, um, so, um, so what is funny about that is that that is an area that I feel that is missing in my life. Implementation. So the more that I embrace that I am whole and complete, and at the same time, I am not aware of my completeness, then I can recognize that there is nothing missing, but it's just something that I'm not aware of. And so take that on for yourself. There is something that you are not aware of, that you have been saying that you're missing. So the inquiry today is to look for an area that you say that you are missing. And say to yourself that you have it, and you want to be aware of where it is, where it will show up, where it needs to show up, where you want it to show up. That's the inquiry. So as this day continues, it is my prayer that we embrace that we are brave, that we are calculated, strategically brave. I just got an image of, I don't know if it's a scary movie or something, but looking, crouching down and looking at something, that there is noise or there's something that's got your attention, but you're brave enough to do it. Most of the times I just say, when I'm scared, I just say, oh, I'm just not interested. Right? But that is not the case. So, calculated, strategically brave, that we find domestic harmony, that we embrace domestic harmony, that we find a relationship with things within our home that we have harmony with. If it's from our technology to the people in our home, to ourselves, that there is harmony in our home. That we find creativity, playful creativity, that will make a difference in our life. That we look for strategic is the word today, strategic time to rebalance ourselves. If it's 5 minutes or a minute, I said 5 minutes or a minute, right? So if it's a minute or 5 minutes, take time to really rebalance ourselves. Good morning, Melissa. Welcome back. Right in time for our sign off. Time out for ourselves. Look at our intentions. Well, our intentions for today. I almost told you the word. I picked the mystery word for today. And I almost told you what it was. But I will let you see it live today at 1. I'm sorry, not 1. 11 a.m. 11 a.m. on One More Conversations. Yeah. So as I acknowledge the fears and disappointments of my past and embrace the anxiety and hope of my future, I become present to the appreciation and the gratefulness in every moment. That's when I'm present, when we're present. in this space of prayer, we can have our happy today. However happy shows up to you, however happy lands for you, it is my prayer that within every moment of today that you find happy. Blessings, my friend. Blessings, my friend. You are brave, however that shows up for you today. However you show up. Blessings.